3 years ago, I had the glorious idea to try out game development. Since I was learning C# at the time, I decided to go with Unity. And so I embarked on my journey to create the best platformer that ever existed. These sketches from July 20 represent my initial attempts. As you can see, I didn't go very far with that. I was 1 week in Unity and my code was, let's say, quite simple. Here I tried to create some cool mechanics. I work with random variables which get calculated as soon as I press the jump key. Yeah, very simple. Hey, yeah, stop 2D games now. Let's create an ultra survival low poly 4K type of game. Yeah, as you can see, I get some trees and I modeled them by myself. I was very proud of that. I tried to add some fog to the scene and ta-da! Yeah, I was learning, okay? Over the next month, I struggled with some exams at uni and couldn't devote much time to game development, so I had to take a short break. Well, months later, I was motivated to continue my game dev journey. I was doing this project with a friend who also started game dev and wanted to create a space game with a cool story, including robots and resource management. Yeah, we didn't go very far with that. I'm actually proud of what we accomplished. We created some models, rooms and scripts, even though they were quite high poly and affected the performance of the game, but they still looked very pretty. In May 21, I participated in my first game jam ever, the Level Up Circle Beginner Jam, with the theme Temperature is Key. I submitted my entry, which was it's actually my first completed game. Wow! It was short and had some bad code in it. I mean, look at this and this. Yeah, you get the point, right? In August 21, I tried to create a multiplayer game. I started with a top-down kind of shooter and went straight into a... yeah, it's a train type of game, I guess. I did some modeling that I was really proud of and managed to create a lobby and a ready function. Voice talk was also available and of course the synchronized movement. During that period, I was learning how to work with the sound analyzer in Unity and tried to create a mobile rhythm game. It was kind of funny actually. Here I tried to create a traffic management game, even model my own cars, but eventually I couldn't find the recorded footage on my disk, so this is the only screenshot that I can show you. In this project I wanted to recreate something similar to the game Jump King and actually got some interesting mechanics done. Alright, I know what you're thinking. Why don't you stick to one project? The answer is I wanted to learn the whole thing called GameDev before jumping into a real project that I'm sticking with and spending a lot of time on it. So that's the reason, I guess. This was just an attempt to recreate the rhythm game I did before. So, December 21. The year is coming to an end and I wanted to start my first big project. I wanted to recreate the survival game that I was trying to make when I started to learn game dev. So I learned something about terrain, I made some cool looking shader, inventory, sprites, character, and all that amazing features. But there was one thing, it was laggy. I didn't know how to fix that. I had no knowledge in that. I wasn't really motivated to continue this game because there was a big problem with the performance. And since it was just a little test, I let the whole project go. Yeah. 2022. I was motivated to create some cool games and managed to complete a rocket game within a week in January. In this game you have to dodge enemies and collect some abilities which assist you and also have an online scoreboard. I continued to learn Blender and achieve visually appealing results. I don't know why, but I modeled a fan and wanted to create a game out of that. First I went with a Limbo clone, then I wanted to give the fan some legs and make a ragdoll out of that. And I stopped the project. Yeah. Sounds familiar, right? In May 22, I created a Vampire Survivors clone and a prototype where you connect wires. I revisited the idea of creating a game where you control a fan with ragdolls or physics and made the progress with the controls. I got pretty far with the controls, made some cool looking obstacles and features, and guess what? I stopped. Well, I didn't delete the files from my computer, I still have them on my hard drive, but I stopped working on the project. There is actually no reason why I stopped. Well, maybe there is. During this time, I focused on improving my drawing and animation skills, particularly in the style of old cartoons from the 50s and 60s, because I wanted to create a platformer in that style. I studied animation and drawing techniques, created characters, and practiced both digital and traditional animation. So I created more and more characters and just practiced and practiced. In November 22, I participated in a game jam and applied the animation style I've been studying. I think it turned out quite well. Yeah. It's looking good. However, as it sometimes happens, I got sick. Project not finished. Sad. So in the same month, I tried to create 2D platform controls, which turned out pretty well. And yeah, no idea who he is. New controls, new features, new stuff. Nice. I also tried out different styles and improved my drawings by a lot. I'm actually surprised myself. It's looking good. Well, there we go. It is 2023. At the beginning of the year, I started to work with architecture in GameDev. How do I bring structure into my scripts so they can work and communicate with each other in a proper structure and order? If you're a game developer and you're a beginner in that, have a look into State Machine. It's worth it. Small pitch, it helps to create a structure about the stages of the player, so where you are at the current time and where you can go. Basically jump, move, idle, attack, dash, whatever. And all states have their own logic. Update, fixed update for the physics, collision detection, and so on. In April and May this year, I did some other things. I tried out Unity's machine learning, built a maze generator. I tried to write my own plugin for the 2D animations, which disassembles these sprites and offer a preview of the animation, and created an astronaut. I have no idea why I created him. 2 other projects that also can be found on my channel, I also made in a quite short time, and one of them you can even play on itch. Currently I'm working on a game that I don't want to reveal much about yet. At the moment it is a 2D platformer. I don't want to promise more than that for now. I share my progress on Twitter from time to time, but these are all just snapshots. They will all change as development progresses. So in a couple of months you will be able to see some devlogs actually. So the goal is to finish the game and offer it for sales. After 3 years of learning game dev, I thought I should give it a try. As you can see, a lot has happened in 3 years. In the programmatic and modeling aspect, as well as the drawing. You need time to get better at what you do, and especially if you want to learn different things at once. So if you just started or want to start with game dev and you're literally overwhelmed by all this stuff that game development has, or Unity provides, or your engine by your choice provides, then feel free to see this video as some kind of motivation to continue with your journey and keep learning new stuff. As you can see, a lot of things can happen within 3 years. Game dev is fun. It's a piece of art that you can completely control and manipulate in various ways that you can imagine. I think that's a good closing phrase actually. Well yeah, that's it for now. I hope it was at least entertaining and interesting to see the whole thing from another perspective. Alright, see you soon. Bye.